Recently, I had a friend tell me about a trip that she took to Italy. She visited Paul's prison and said to look at it is underwhelming. But it really brought her to the understanding that it's less about the buildings that make up a place, and it's much more about what happened there. A building is ultimately just 4 walls, but those 4 walls can carry so many memories, and it's always going to be the people who made that place. And that's how moving feels. There's no landmark that has meaning here that doesn't have a story with people attached to it. An apartment is only as important as the people that were inside of it. A dinner party is only as important as the hours of friendship and the labors of love that went into setting the table. What's a night out on the town without the people that made it memorable? Dallas was the first place that I made a home for myself in, and every time I think about leaving, I have the faces of my friends playing in my mind. I've learned so much about doing things even if you're scared, starting a new job, then doing it again, creating spaces where people feel free to come as they are, and taking yourself and your passion seriously. Ultimately, I think Dallas has made me a better friend, a better person, a more adult, if you will. And I'm always going to cherish that. I'm going to look back on this time of my life and say, those are the sweetest years. I got to grow up with some of my best friends. I got to learn, I got to love. And ultimately, what more could you ask for? So all I would like to say is thank you for being a part of the journey and being my friend.
Place with 160 points, we have Slam Dunk.
Okay, well, a lot of emotions, truthfully, right here in this moment because I'm officially in New York. Like, no longer in Dallas. And I figured I could just pop in for 5 minutes and answer everyone's questions all at once. And by everyone, I do mean just the handful of people that asked, but neither here nor there. So I think my camera's about to fall. Okay, day 2. Some of the most commonly asked questions. Up first, what's gonna happen to the podcast? Olivia kicked me out. She said, no more, you can't do that. We're not gonna have you computer wife. And I said, but what if I asked really nicely? What if I flew in? She's like, no way we're making it work. So quite literally, she said, to the streets with you, be gone. So I said, okay, you are the boss, so be it. So no more podcasts for me, but I love them and we'll be watching every episode because I'm gonna miss my friends. And not that we don't talk every day, but that's how I'm gonna get to hang out with them some more. So really excited about that. Still a reader, looking for a book club here in New York already or starting my own. So we'll see what happens there. Next is what neighborhood I'll be living in. So we just moved into the financial district. Technically, we're moved in, but kind of not. We picked up our keys today. So it's been an interesting journey, and I feel like everyone has a first New York City apartment horror story, and that is what this is kind of shaping up to be. But that's okay. We're learning, we're living, we're loving, we're laughing. So vibes are still good. Really excited. I built my bed today, and truthfully, I think at the end of the day, everyone needs to have a moment like that because it shows you that you can do hard things. Like, both my parents went home today. It's just kind of how the cookie crumbled, if you will. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Is my bed too big for the room? Yes. Does that bother me? No. I love a big bed. I love to be sleeping in my bed. Like, that is my preferred state. But I'm also not someone who sits in their room. So trade-offs. And I told my mom, if I'm spending so much time at home, I'm doing something wrong. So hopefully that is all water under the bridge. It doesn't matter. It's got enough room for me and all my friends that are coming to visit. So that's what really matters to me. What am I doing? I'm an operations manager at a really cool company up here based in the Flatiron district. It's called Ash Staging. They do all kinds of luxury staging projects. Really excited, really cool. A definite like departure from marketing for sure. But I'm excited. I really like the challenge, and it has been a challenge to just like wrap my head around an entire industry and how they operate and just like getting used to the place. So that's been fun. It's been different, it's been fun. Am I bringing my car? No, I did not bring my car. My car is gone. May she rest in peace. I'm gonna miss that. But one thing about me is that I hate driving. I'm kind of control freaky, so like I like to drive if we're going places, but like in general I don't like driving. So the subway is going to be a lifesaver for me. That's gonna be a dream come true. So I'm really looking forward to using that. And yeah, another thing a lot of people ask is like, do I know people up here? Luckily I do, but I'm also moving in with two of my best friends. Very excited. So it's like having built-in people to do things with. And yeah, so I think that kind of covers the initial kind of like, what the heck are you doing? Ultimately, the whole reason I moved, I could have lived in Dallas forever and loved it, but I think I'll always live with the what if you didn't. And the opportunity came where I really couldn't ignore that anymore. Like I had to do this for me. Like I had to pick up my life and move across the country to prove to myself that I could. Last year I ran a half marathon kind of under that same ideology. Like sometimes you just have to prove to yourself that you can do hard things. And this is my new hard thing. Something I love so much is friendship and community, and leaving that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. And so luckily I know that all of them are coming to visit, and that's really fun. And I'm excited for that. And I already have like a really nice roster of people coming to visit this fall, and I can't wait, honestly. So things, I've never been in New York in fall, so I think that's gonna be a new fun experience. Something I wanna do is create more, and I feel like this is the perfect place to channel that energy. And yeah, really excited to meet people, make friends, etc. I have a girl from work picking me up tomorrow from my apartment because the station next to my apartment is so confusing. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for a new chapter, a new journey. Even though it's hard, I can do hard things. And at the end of the day, hard things are just stories to share. So I'm excited. I'll keep you guys updated. Olivia told me that she wants me to just be followed around with a camera all the time, and I told her, I was like, well, maybe I can keep making a little more vlogs, so more on that front. But yeah, right now just kind of like living in the moment, trying to take everything in as it comes, and I'm excited. So more on that soon. Okay, bye.